Hi, my name is Per, and this is yet another edition of Jensen's WordPress show. In this edition, I would like to show you how to create a WordPress sandbox, which is a place where you can conduct experiments, and it will at the same time show how you can have multiple versions of WordPress running on your web host. But how do you do this? The first thing you have to do is actually simple. You have to create a folder for the sandbox on your web host. And you may know how to do this. You can do it in several ways. If you're on some kind of a web host, you may have a dashboard for it, or you could, as I do it here, you could simply just use Filezilla for the trick. So if I create a folder and call it my sandbox and click OK, then you will have a sandbox. Actually, I made it already, so I have clicked OK. You must imagine that, and here we have the empty folder for WordPress. Now we're in a situation where you have your web host and you have a subfolder, and this is where you want to put the unzipped files from wordpress.org into the folder. Now here you see my desktop, and here you see the zip file that I got from WordPress. This is the latest edition, so to speak. So if I double click here and unzip everything in my folder, you can see that here we have the files, and this is actually what you need to upload to WordPress. So the next step would be to upload the files you see here, and there is actually a file that we don't need here because we want to use it at another time. So you can delete the file called wp-config.php. You simply toss it away somehow, and now it's gone. And now we can install these files to our web host. So I will change to Filezilla now, and if we go to my desktop, where on earth I have that is a good question on this messy computer, but here it is. This is my desktop, and here is the downloaded version of WordPress, and here are the files that we need. So by now we are ready to upload the version of WordPress, and as I said before, I just deleted the wp-config file because we don't need it in this form. We actually have another version that we will use, and that version is taken from our original install. So let's upload everything we see here. I just mark it Ctrl-A, click upload, and then we upload everything to WordPress. So let's try to enter Filezilla here, and then find the file that we actually need, because we are in the empty folder here. But the file that you actually need to download is this one. It's called wp and config.php, and if we right click, you can download it to somewhere that's convenient for you. In my case, I think that I'll just place it here in the folder that I make for the purpose. So this is, I just call it VP settings. Doesn't matter what you call it, and then you can download it to wherever you want to. Of course, you need to remember where the file is when you have to work with it. But as soon as you have a copy of this file, you simply change to the directory that we made, because now we are ready for the work. The first step then is to upload the unzipped files from wordpress.org, and then simply place them in that folder. The next step is to edit the file called wp-config. We only have to change one line of code here. And if you open wp-config, you have to find a line that says that table prefix equals wp underscore. Now you have to change that one line into something else. It could be something as simple as table prefix equals and then quotation mark, single quotation mark, sandbox name. And it could be if you do something for, say, case A or a portfolio or something like that, then you could choose portfolio underscore or case A underscore, something like that. If you downloaded your file, the wp-config file, from your web server, then the settings will actually be more or less okay. And as I said, you have to change one line of code. So let's try to have a look at Atom and find that famous one line of code that we have to use. You can see here, this is just a sample, but this part of your config.php should be okay, because if you took it from an up and running installation of WordPress, then it should actually work. The details here may be a little bit different on your system, because it depends on where you have it. This is just for a local one, and you can even see my password here, and I assure you that's not the one I use. But here you see a password for the database. And of course, when you copy this file from your server and from the running WordPress, these informations will actually just be okay. So you can simply upload it to your host. But there has to be one addition though. You can leave the salts as they are. The line we are looking for is actually this one. This is a line that says that that we want to give a prefix to the tables. So in order for the new WordPress to create a new database, the only thing you have to change is this. You could write case A, and then you could have, for instance, a case A folder, or you could say that it should be my portfolio, or it could be like, as in my case, it would be my sandbox. So I'll just save this, and whatever you choose here, you have to be very precise, because make sure that there is a quotation mark here and that there is a quotation mark here. This marks a PHP string. The $ is a PHP variable. And also this semicolon, it is significant, because this will tell PHP to execute this line. So in PHP, you really need to be careful when you write your code. But this is actually all you need to change in order for your file to be ready for production. So the only thing you have to do is to save it, and then we will upload the file to the server. Now we can upload our work. Here we have the wp-config.php file, where we have changed one line of code. We want that line to, or that file to, appear in the new installation of WordPress, that is my sandbox here. Make dead sure that you are transferring the file to the correct folder, because if you make an error here, you may accidentally delete your original setup of WordPress, and that would be a shame. However, since there is a new database, it's possible to recreate, but it would be a little bit cumbersome. So make sure that before you do a thing like this, that you really have a backup of your work. And you can see here, I have made one called my sandbox here. Here's the wp-config file. And if we check it a little bit, you can see that I just removed that one, so I am in the right folder. There is no wp-config file here. So I'll simply upload it. That's it. Now we have uploaded the file and we are almost there where we can begin to create an installation of WordPress. So why not do that right away in our favorite browser? In this case, you would have to navigate to, in my case, it's multimusen.dk and my sandbox. And now I should be ready for the installation. It may take a while because databases have to be made. And from here on, I'm pretty sure that you know the drill. You select a language, could be English, UK, or anything else as you can see here. And then you choose the site title. And it's YouTube edition. Then you choose a username and a very strong password. Add your email and click on install WordPress, and then you're ready to go. Now you have probably tried these steps before, so I don't think there is any reason for me to do that here. Instead, I like to say that from here on, I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to create your sandbox. So good luck, and thank you for watching Jensen's WordPress show again, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.